So the second one is to discuss the code itself, how to sort of hide the command window in the background, and also ensure that the code starts every time you start the laptop. First things first, I will share this code with you once the video is uploaded. I will share it through my Dropbox or something like that. The main thing to note here, you don't really need to understand the code, but if you want to, I will not stop you. Is that the three things we discussed in the earlier video? The API key from VirusTotal, the IAM access key, and the secret key, and the S3 bucket all go in here. You also have to mention your AWS region, which is hosting your environment. I'm basically just asking it to save the log file in this destination, but you can change your file anywhere, right? And the last one is the thread alert S3 file name. So every time a file is uploaded to my S3 bucket, this is the name that it will be given. To jump quickly, what this code does is firstly send a log file to my S3 bucket every time my laptop starts. Then it basically runs this command called netstat in the background. That will give me a dump of all the destination IPs that my laptop is connected to. So basically, every time the IP seems to be malicious on VirusTotal, as we discussed here, it will send a log file to my S3 bucket, and then my S3 bucket will send me a notification using email. Now also normally, when your laptop is connected to something like a Trojan, your files get uploaded to a web service, which normally does not have an HTTPS certificate. So if that happens, you're basically connected to port 80. This code also ensures that if something is connected to port 80, I will get a notification. So that is the second condition. The third condition is if the registration date of the domain is less than 3 months from the current date. That means the domain is newly registered, and we would still want to treat this as suspicious. This is not necessarily suspicious, but you would want to stay alert in case you are connected to an IP like that. So this code also covers that. And finally, the best part about the code is that it runs in a loop. So it checks the IPs every hour or so. It makes sure that it does not exceed the 500 lookups a day limit, does not send more than 4 lookups a minute, and also makes sure that all your IPs are being securely processed. All the necessary security work that you expect from the code is also done. So basically, you get a notification when your laptop is started, when your laptop is connected to a malicious IP, when your laptop is connected to an IP or a domain that is recently registered, and finally when your laptop is connected to an IP through port 80. Those are the different use cases. The side note here is that I've tried to optimize this as much as I can, but obviously if you're connected to 50 different IPs at a given time, like if you're opening up 50 different websites, and that is active every minute you're working with your laptop, then you will exceed the 500 lookups a day. VirusTotal will not charge you for it, but it will give you a notification saying that you've exhausted your limit. So you see over here, there are times when I've exhausted the limit and then the code basically stops working. It stops doing the lookup on its own. Now the optimization is there, so there's some code involved which will make sure that limit does not get reached, but in extreme cases, I will not be able to help you. So there you go. The second thing that I want to discuss is that when you run a batch file, the command prompt stays there as it is. It will not hide the window. To hide the window, you use a VBS script. Inside the VBS script, you simply add this code, create object, and then run this. So basically what you're telling. When you open the window, you'll see something like this. You're giving this a path to your batch file, and that is where we are processing all the IPs and stuff. This VBS script will basically hide the window every time you run it. So ideally, you want to have only your VBS script in your startup, and then give it a path to your IP secure document wherever you want to save it. For example, if you have saved it on a desktop, then go and give that path in your hide VBS script. Basically, the startup folder is a folder which consists of all the scripts that run when your laptop starts. The way you access it is through a run command called shell startup. And then when you click OK, you get this window. Again, you would want to have only one script there. If you have both scripts there, it will run twice. So that's of no use. That's just going to deplete your IP lookups on VirusTotal doubly fast. Right, the final thing would be to test this out. What I'm going to do is run this batch file and show you the output of the whole thing.